Yes. Well, for one thing, I'm very glad that Mr. Harper finally followed the lead of the Liberal Party and began to have discussions with China. But it wasn't until well into 4 years of his tenure as Prime Minister that he did. Certainly the Liberal Party has been a champion of increasing trade with China and other of the major powers in that regard, having effective investment exchanges, having bringing with the effective tax arrangements. This can only be good for Canadian economy, for China economy, and for worldwide economy, if in fact this is enhanced. And so the Liberal platform makes clear the global networking and articulates very clearly the kind of enhanced trade and negotiation they want to have with China. It's about time that the Conservatives began to pay some attention there, but it's too little too late.
We need to encourage trade between nations. This is beneficial, of course. However, one concern, of course, of mine has been outsourcing. Outsourcing of Canadian jobs, which leads to great unemployment and to much economic instability. So we need to support Canadian business through grants to Canadian business to continue their work in Canada. And so I also am in favor of more investment from China into Canada in terms of real estate. This is wonderful. We know Pacific Mall, and which is the area where we're in right now, close by where the studio is, and a lot of development, and that's certainly very beneficial for Canada.
I wanted to reiterate that Canada is an Asia-Pacific nation, and yet we are the only member of NAFTA without a trade agreement with an Asian country. I wanted to quote something from our policy platform here. The Liberal government will pursue new bilateral agreements with China and other emerging powers. The model is needed to reflect, a new model is needed to reflect how the world works today, and it's our new global networks agreement that will go beyond exports and imports. I think you've made some outstanding points. Not only do the Liberals want to enhance the people-to-people cooperation and exchanges, but there will be collaborative projects in key sectors such as higher education, clean technology, culture, tourism, financial services, public health. Not just this piecemeal approach that the Conservatives are using. On the matter of human rights, as head of the Canadian Race Relations Foundation and former head of the League for Human Rights, in fact, I met with Chinese delegations to move forward the human rights agenda and to ensure that we do both, so that we are a leader in the world in that regard. We need to do it in a way that enhances relations at the same time as improves effective negotiation. And your question was about the trade and business aspects, so we need to leverage relationships at all levels, including in the private sector, academia, arts, culture, and civil society, which would of course include human rights. We have so many people from China in this country. We need to take advantage of that, and we need to enhance their full participation in negotiating those agreements.
We need to take advantage of those human rights campaigners in this country, because they do exist, who are fighting for human rights in communist China and other parts of the world. Okay, we need to stand up and say we're in favor of those people who are trying to express their freedoms in that country.